Today I am making a video about a topic that is constantly brought up that I have been quiet about, that I just feel it's time I get on the mic to address and give my experience and feedback on. The topic is this common belief that attractive, good-looking people are supposedly toxic or have nothing to offer other than good looks. Yeah, a very common belief that is so stupid and very far from the truth. Supposedly, only ugly people can make you happy. Ugly people can be faithful. Ugly people can just be real, or whatever the case may be. I just saw another post in my newsfeed on that very subject where all of the comments were agreeing, saying yes, good-looking men or good-looking women are so toxic or whatever. So I usually only talk to good-looking people. However, in the summer of the year 2021, I had a mental breakdown where I had broken up with Adam, and yes, it was tough. It was a very bad breakup that had me distraught and just desperately in need of a distraction, desperately in need of comfort. So I thought maybe the grass is greener on the other side, and I followed that stupid belief that ugly people can make you happy or looks shouldn't matter. It was the biggest mistake I ever made in my entire life. Never again for the rest of my life will I ever give a chance to any man who is not good looking. I don't care how many times you guys say that good looking men are the ones who are so bad for you. No. My first experience with an ugly man was definitely the worst experience of my entire life. You guys won't even believe, I can't even make up some of the things that I have to say about this ugly dude. Okay, as I said, I was going through a mental breakdown because I had broken up with Adam and I just needed some comfort. Got on a dating app, met this guy on OkCupid. The only reason I even talked to him was because of his height. He's 5'4". Unlike most women, I like men who are under 5'6". Adam is 5'6" flat, but I generally go for men that are under 5'6". He's 5'4", as I said. His face is not cute. He didn't dress well. He looked like a bum to me, honestly. So he literally he was not attractive at all. But as I said, he had that height that I liked. So I gave him a try. I swiped right on his profile. It was very poor judgment of me. It was the lowest thing that I had ever done in my life. For one, he was very insecure. He needed constant validation. I had only talked to this guy for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let me tell you how he acted in 2 weeks. He asked me, "Do you like me?" in 2 weeks, more times than any man had ever asked me in my entire life. All of the men I've met put together did not ask me, "Do you like me?" as many times as this guy asked me in 2 weeks. He needed constant validation. He also sometimes told me to say I like him. Yes, telling me to say I like him. Who does that? The last time I had been asked, "Do you like me?" I kid you not, I was about 7 years old, sitting in the Escott building of my elementary school. A little boy, I can't remember his name. A little boy asked me that, "Do you like me?" That's something that a 7-year-old child says. That's not something that a 32-year-old man would be saying. And then say you like me? Why so badly did he want me to say I like him? He needed validation so much. He was just very insecure within himself that he needed external validation. Something else is this. One night I told him that I feel safe with him. His response was, "Maybe because you care about me." Did y'all hear that? From a 32-year-old man, "Maybe because you care about me." After I said, "Well, I care about people," which I do. I said, "I care about people. I care about everyone." He said, "Well, I hope you care about me different from other people." I was so lost. Like, wait, why is this fully grown man saying these things? Like, I just did not understand it. No masculinity, no confidence, very insecure, sounding like it sounded like a little girl, not a 32-year-old man. Now, granted, if kids are not validated in childhood, they're going to seek that validation when they grow up. From what I could tell, as a child, he did not get to say things. He didn't get to express himself. So now he's grown in expressing himself and saying things that he didn't get to say, or he did not feel comfortable saying when he was a kid. So yes, I understand. If a kid is not validated, if the parents don't nurture the child, and that child is just missing out on affection and love, they're going to crave it. I understand that. So if a teenage boy is saying those things, okay, he just didn't get it in childhood. If a man in his early 20s is saying that, then yeah, he's pushing it a bit. Like, in your early 20s, you should have grown some confidence. If you're in your late 20s, then you're definitely above the age of begging for validation. This man was in his 30s. Come on now, 32? That's way too old to be saying, I hope you care about me different from other people. Especially to someone that you met 2 weeks earlier. So you guys can say ugly people are the ones who make you happy all you want. No. Okay. Aside from that, his insecurities caused so much unnecessary drama. He used to get mad over absolutely everything. I tell you no lies. I posted a screenshot of my ex-boyfriend Brian saying I have a nice smile. I posted that screenshot on Instagram. Can y'all believe this guy got mad because of that? Yes. He is just that insecure. He just internally feels worthless as hell. So it's not just that he's ugly. I'm pretty sure there are some ugly people out there who are not nearly as insecure, angry, and jealous as he is. But if you think only good-looking people are toxic or good-looking people called, no. I had never in my life experienced so much unnecessary drama from anyone until I met the only ugly person I had ever talked to in my life. How is it that this guy I had only spoken to for 2 weeks found it in himself to get mad because he saw a screenshot of someone complimenting my smile? But you guys say good-looking people are the ones that are toxic. No, unattractive people tend to be toxic. Unattractive people tend to just be angry and mad at the entire world, getting mad for no reason on earth. Another thing, I went to a haunted house one night with my homegirls. He sent me a text message that said, wrap up what we got going between us. Now, he said that he didn't know who I went with that night until afterwards, right? My thing is this. Why would you tell someone, not only you telling someone to wrap up what's between you just because they went out, but you didn't even know who they went with, but you thought to wrap up what's between you? That's ugly people for you. Only an ugly person would be that insecure and feel that worthless and that easy to throw away, that they feel like they have to break something off before they are broken off. But the real kicker is that we had absolutely nothing to wrap up. And that's another point I want to make about talking to an unattractive person. They are so worthless feeling on the inside that talking to them is effortless. You don't have to do anything in the world for an ugly person to feel like you are in a relationship with them. I had only talked to him for 2 weeks, but when you talk to an ugly person, they feel like just because you're giving them any attention, just because you're talking to them, that you're in a relationship. I had never cooked for this guy. I had never done his laundry. I had never done any girlfriend duties for him, and I had never planned on doing anything for him. He is not good looking. I told you guys, he looks like a bum. He's ugly in the face. Nothing about him is my type except for his height. So I love cooking. And that's a message for you fellas listening. If a woman never cooked for you, she's not your girlfriend. I'm sorry to tell you. This guy, I had never cooked a thing for. I would never even make him a ham and cheese sandwich. He is just that ugly and that not worth my time. Seriously. I would not spend a minute in a kitchen for him. I was talking to him, texting him, and whenever I was bored, I would link up with him. In fact, if it was daytime that I went to see him, I would only see him at his house. I would not even go out in public with him in the daytime. I would only go out at night with him because he's not someone I wanted to be seen with at all. But in his head, I was his girlfriend. Yeah, so I hope you guys get my point. This false phenomenon that good-looking people are the bad people. Ugly people feel too insecure, too worthless, too jealous, too toxic, too angry, carry on entirely too much unnecessary drama. This dude, as I said, we only spoke for 2 weeks. And I tell you no lies. All of the guys that I had met before that, and some that I met after that, actually, some of them put their hands on me. This is how toxic the ugly one is. Even though some of them put their hands on me, some have slapped me in the face, done punched me and did all type of stuff, and I forgive them more than I forgive this ugly one. That's just how toxic he was. That even though he never touched me, I have men who I am cool with again, I'm friends with again after they put their hands on me. And they are attractive. But according to y'all, it's the good-looking people that are toxic, right? No. None of them got jealous over every literal thing. None of them thought in 2 weeks I was their girlfriend. But that goes back to looking good and not looking good. A good-looking man is going to require you to cook for him, do his laundry, put in some type of effort before he even consider you for a girlfriend position. Only an ugly man in 2 weeks of you only sending text messages, barely even seeing him in person, never talking to him on the phone, and only seeing him at nighttime. Like I said, I never would have gone out in public in the daytime with him. If it was daytime and he wanted to see me, it had to be at his house. And I have never invited him to my house. He's not someone at all that I would want my neighbors to see me even bringing over. Nah, not at all. But he thought I was his girlfriend. Never been to my house. Never been out in public with me in the daytime. He was someone I only talked to because I was that desperately in need of comfort. I let society brainwash me, thinking, oh, good-looking people are the toxic ones. Looks don't matter. You can talk to an ugly person. They might make you happy. They might be the best thing that happened. Don't do it. The grass is not greener on the other side. I'm telling you, stick with good-looking people. That's my advice to all. Do not let society trick you into thinking, oh, you have to go talk to an ugly person to be happy. Not at all. Ugly people tend to be toxic. As an investigator, part of my job is to investigate child support cases, child neglect cases, and things like that. And I work closely with the state on women who abuse and mistreat their kids and men who don't take care of their kids or whatever the case may be. And never, absolutely ever, in any of those child support cases or child abuse cases, do I see good-looking people. The women who lose their kids because of child abuse and child neglect look like animals. I have not seen a beautiful, nor even an average-looking woman lose her kids yet. So no, it's actually the ugly people that are toxic. To people they date, to their kids, to everyone. And back to this unattractive dude that I met on a dating app, an entire year later, right? He came out of nowhere trying to start drama with me, angry as ever and complaining and ranting and just going crazy, talking to my cousin, saying a bunch of crazy, angry stuff like an ugly person would. If an attractive man wants your attention, he's simply going to reach out. I'm telling you, I have handsome men from years ago who just will text me out of nowhere to say, hello, what's up, how you been, or whatever case may be. An ugly person who wants attention is going to rage out and rant out angrily. But y'all say good-looking people are the ones that are toxic. Furthermore, there was a Instagram account, Rochster, that was watching my account every single day for almost a year, right? Adam had been telling me all along that it was him, that ugly dude that I met on the dating app. I didn't believe him because I just felt like Adam was hating or whatever the case may be. So no, I didn't believe it. I just brushed it off as Adam being a hater. Adam has proven completely that it was definitely that guy. My thing is this. In a text message when he was ranting to my cousin, he said that he had not thought about me in a year, right? Until speaking to my cousin. But it's been proven that he has been watching my Instagram account obsessively from this blank Instagram account called Rochster. So, Again, if you're saying that good-looking people are the crazy ones, the evil ones, the whatever you say about good-looking people, why is it that this ugly man, the only ugly person that I have ever talked to, an entire year after only talking to him for 2 weeks, did he come not only raging out because while watching my Instagram account, he saw that I was involved in talking to other guys, but I was not thinking about him. It bothered him that I posted screenshots of myself texting and talking to every other man that I had met, but not him. It bothered him that he was left out. But he's ugly. He's the only one that's not cute. So I have every single right. If you look good, you have the right to be upset that you're left out. But if you're ugly, you can't get mad that someone didn't text you. And that raises another thing. Why exactly would an ugly person expect pretty privilege? You know, the privilege to block someone, ignore someone, and give someone your ass to kiss, and then get mad because they actually forget about you and move on. That's like you expect it to be chased and stalked and thought about forever, but you're ugly. No, people think about good-looking people for an entire year. Nobody's going to be thinking about you if you're ugly. I have given you several examples of how this ugly man was the most toxic person I had ever met in my entire life. In the 2 weeks of knowing him, I had more toxicity than anything I had never experienced anything like that in my life. And it was my first time ever talking to somebody who was ugly. More than narcissism, he's a psychopath. Because to think that we were in a relationship when we were not even close to being in a relationship. As I just told you guys, I've never cooked, I've never done his laundry, I never even put in the effort. I never even tried to see him in the daytime, out in public, or nothing at all. I've never spent a night with him, nothing. So the fact that we were not even close to being in a relationship and he thought we were, that's a psychopath. So ugly people tend to be everything negative, including psychopaths. If you look at all those mugshots of those serial killers, none of them are good looking. They are all ugly. And no offense to any less attractive people watching, because I am sure that not all of you are toxic. I know that not all of you are this jealous, or some of these things don't even apply to some of you. I'm just saying, I'm sick of people associating good looks with bad personalities or good looks with nothing to offer. When, as I just explained, the very only time I lowered my standards and talked to someone who was ugly is when I ran into someone who in 2 weeks showed me more drama than all of the men put together that I had met. And as I said, an entire year later, he just came out of nowhere raging just because he was stalking my Instagram account and saw me talking to every guy except him. Ugly people have to work harder to get people's attention. In fact, it was a privilege and a blessing for him that I even gave him the time of day to talk to. So for him to give me his ass to kiss as if he was the privilege and then get mad because I didn't kiss his ass and I actually turned and went the other way, that's another message for y'all listening. Know that if you ignore a woman for any amount of time, she might chase you a little bit at first, but she's going to turn her back and walk the other way. And guess what? That's going to hurt you. It's going to be devastating to you because you're going to be like, oh, wait, well, what just happened? You were just chased by this woman. You felt good. You loved the attention you got. You loved being chased. It made you feel like a king because a good-looking woman was chasing you. Then all of a sudden, she pulled her attention completely away from you. Now she's acting like you don't exist. She's texting every other man but not you. That's going to hurt you. And it hurt this guy. It hurt him so badly. But as I said, he's ugly. So he should not expect pretty privilege. You're already hard to want, so you cannot play hard to get. So I know it was a bit long, but I had to give you guys several examples of why this belief that good-looking people have nothing to offer or good-looking people are toxic or no. Don't let anyone fool you. Stick with good-looking people, okay? You're gonna go thinking the grass is greener on the other side, talk to some ugly person and Before you know it, you're going to meet the most angry person in the world, the most insecure person on earth. So, yeah, if you think the grass is green on the other side and go and talk to some ugly person, don't say I didn't warn you. Society lied when it said ugly people are the ones who will make you happy. Nah. All they do is add stress, drama, and misery to the world. And if you look at the prison mugshots, it's all the proof you need. Prison is full of unattractive people, not attractive people. Male and female. Okay? And I will end my video at that. Bye-bye.